It should be said that part of an advisor's job is to acquaint himself with the ordinary citizens of the country to which he is assigned. On occasion, advisors may assist other agencies in the distribution of books, pamphlets, or school supplies. But their main concern is directly military. On this occasion, for example, Johnston has recommended the movement of men and materials from battalion headquarters downriver to a key site in the Delta Canal system. There, Self-Defense Corps volunteers can protect farmers trying to get their produce to market, putting an end to systematic Viet Cong extortion reported from that area. On the advisor's recommendation, troops are sent ashore to dig in and secure the area before barges are landed. Failure to take such precautions in the past has resulted in serious and unnecessary losses. For, as Captain Johnston points out to the regimental commander, the Viet Cong will attack by day if the stakes are high enough, and there are ample clues to the presence of guerrillas in the area. With the area reasonably secure, the first craft, an American LCM, can be signaled to come in. Following plans drawn up jointly by Captain Johnston and Captain Cong, the battalion begins construction of fortifications for a native village, their purpose in making the trip. A triangular wall is built with mud. Dry, it will be almost as hard as concrete and a good deal easier to come by. So far as possible, building materials are collected locally. Captain Cong personally supervises most phases of the construction, something he might not have done a few months earlier. Johnston's presence has had its effect. In the background can be seen smoke from fires started to clear the brush from the surrounding area, depriving guerrillas of concealment near the outpost. At each angle formed by the mud triangle, a blockhouse is constructed. A wide moat is dug around the entire post, reminiscent of the Middle Ages, but highly effective against guerrillas. Inevitably, there is a casualty. A Self-Defense Corps man dropped by a single bullet from an unseen sniper. Johnston radios a request for helicopter evacuation, hoping to get the wounded man to a hospital in time to save his life. Maximum care for wounded in the field is something any American advisor can be expected to stress, and is in sharp contrast to Viet Cong treatment of their own wounded. The lesson is not lost on Vietnamese troops. Fortifications nearly completed, the battalion starts to move a bulldozer across the canal, on the other side of which it intends to build a watchtower. And now, mud, recently so useful, becomes a king-size nuisance. With an unknown number of Viet Cong in the area waiting for just such an opportunity, this delay could prove a serious matter. Either the bulldozer will be pulled out before their plight is discovered, or the battalion can expect to lose both its equipment and a good many lives. Finally, the mission is completed. The fortifications have been built. The Self-Defense Corps men, their families, and villagers move in, bringing firewood for cooking and drinkable water. A scene of domestic tranquility against a backdrop of anticipated violence. The village fortifications built and men in place to defend it, the battalion heads for home. It arrives with a few unfriendly companions, Viet Cong guerrillas encountered on the way home. The battalion has done its job well, returning home in good order with a minimum of casualties. Good news. But for Captain Johnston, the real news is that he, too, is going home. His year is up, and there are those 2 kids and wife back in Chicago. Yet in parting, there is also regret. Johnston and the men of the 1st Battalion have shared much together, have suffered much together in ways that only they can fully understand. He leaves behind many good friends. But he leaves behind someone else as well, his successor, Lieutenant Clement, who for the next year will be the battalion's new American advisor. What Johnston learned, Clement now knows. Within the guidelines laid down by U.S. policy, the lieutenant must now seek to further in his own way what was begun by Captain Johnston and his predecessor. There will be problems, and he knows it. But the new advisor has more to build on than did Captain Johnston, as, a year or so from now, the American who comes after Lieutenant Clement will have more than he. So it will be until peace finally comes to this beleaguered republic. A peace for which the Army advisor in Vietnam will be in no small part responsible.